I thought that was enough. I was like, okay, well, if I do this, like talk about email list strategy, I can talk about affiliate marketing, I could talk about physical product businesses and sponsorships. Sponsorships definitely is my wheelhouse, but I love talking about all these other things because my wife and I have done all of these things throughout our decade of being creators and diversifying our entire business. And yet that was too confusing to people. People didn't understand, what does that mean, the business of being a creator? Monetizing, like it was just too complicated. And so I had a follower DM me about 6 months ago, this is very recent, and said, why are you talking about anything other than sponsorships? Clearly, this is your expertise. Stop talking about anything else. And I was like, hey, that's a good idea. And so 6 months ago, I changed my Twitter headline to say Justin Moore Sponsorship Coach. And everything changed for me when I did that. I had been running a cohort-based course all around the topic of sponsorships. My cohorts have exploded since doing this. I look at this idea of being a sponsorship coach as a Trojan horse because I love talking about all these other things. And in fact, when people get into my courses and they get into the Q&A sessions and the office hours, and when people hire me for one-on-one consulting and things like that, we ultimately do talk about a lot of these other subjects in terms of other avenues to monetize as a creator. But sponsorships is the number one way in which the vast majority of creators make their income. That is at the forefront of pretty much everyone's minds. Doesn't matter if you have 500 subscribers on YouTube or 100,000 on YouTube or on Instagram or TikTok or Twitter or wherever. Sponsorships is the most obvious thing. Like, hey, this brand will pay me to talk about them on my platform. It wasn't strategic. It was very much accidentally that leading with sponsorships is like, hey, I will help you do this very easy to understand thing that has allowed me to talk about all these other things that I also enjoy.